Welcome to the Retro Gaming Roundtable, and we're going to get started by introducing our guest for this episode. Our guest is Jason from Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. Jason, welcome, man.
Hey.
Yeah,
it's my turn. Hi, how you doing?
Great, man. This is long overdue. We've been wanting to have you on for quite a while, and so this is going to be a lot of fun tonight. We're just going to have a good time. And tell the people who maybe haven't seen your channel yet, what do they expect? What should they expect when they go see your channel and visit your YouTube channel? What kind of stuff do you do?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, before I get into that, I just want to give a very big shout out to all the other gents on this call right now, this video, whatever we want to call it. Thank you for allowing me to grace with my presence and my craziness and my nonsense known as the House of Fun and Video Games. So when you come to this channel, expect a lot of different things. I get thrift time and finds where I go out to the thrift and do God knows what. I also, get things from eBay. We look at them after to see if I made a good decision or a bad decision. I also just started playing some video games. It's real simple. I put something on and try to see if I can get some entertainment out of it, along with the folks watching. And a bunch of other stuff that we do on the channel. And really, it's just about paying it forward and giving somebody some entertainment, whether it's looking at the Room of Doom, game room, whatever you want to call it behind me, where I've acquired quite the vast collection of just about every little thing that you can think of.
Yeah, you do.
Over the last 20, 30 years. So
awesome, man. Well, I know that we all know what to expect because we've been watching your videos for quite a while. Awesome room, awesome collection. And fun is a really good word to have in your title because that's exactly what it is. So make sure, if you haven't checked out his channel, link will be in the description, of course, and check it out. Do yourself a favor, man. Check out Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. You will not be disappointed. All right, so we're going to introduce the rest of the members of the roundtable. And Jason, before we do that, Jason's House of Fun and Video Games, give us your shout out, because we're going to do the shout outs right now. So what do you have a shout out for us?
Yes, so actually it was not too difficult to think of this one. I met this gentleman that's on YouTube. His name is Casual Gamer 84 back in 2020. I believe it was May of 2020. So it was at the height of a lot of different things, a lot of different changes in the world. And over the last 2 years, I've gotten to know him really well. He actually was born the same year as me in 84. He is very much into the same stuff as me. His channel has grown tremendously over the last couple of years, and great all-around guy. So definitely go check out Casual Gamer 84. Great guy on the channel.
Perfect shout out. Jason, kind of cool. Do you have a shout out for us?
I do. This week I'm going to shout out Games Electronics Are Us. And so this is a relatively new channel, I think. When I look back at his history, it looks like he started his videos about a year ago. I think he did like a controller repair video, and then he took a big long break. And just recently he's gotten right back on it. He's done some game room tours, just kind of extensive looks at his really expansive collection. And he's a really big Atari guy. So he's got some pretty impressive collection of Atari stuff, including the Jaguar. He's got a Jaguar kiosk. And I know, Joel, I know you went over there and checked that out. I bumped into a couple people here from this call on that channel. So I know we're all kind of looking at this, but if you haven't checked his channel out, go over there and take a look. And he's, answering every talk back, every chat. Games Electronics Are Us. Seems to be a really good guy to keep an eye on.
All right. Excellent. All right, Mark from Dad Racer. Got a shout out.
This time, my shout out's going to be Spooky King 31.
Nice.
All right. He's just a great dude. And if that's not reason enough, he also likes video games, believe it or not. He's big into the PS2. He does a lot of thrift store hunting. He's always on the hunt for PS2 games. Also big on the Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
He does all kinds of stuff. He'll just, there'll be portions of his videos where he's making chicken wings, He's a Renaissance man. What can I say?
That's right.
He's a great guy. I highly recommend checking him out. Spooky King 31. Really good channel.
His videos are not only informative, but they're entertaining and easy to watch. He's good.
I think I caught an oil change on his channel one time.
That's right.
Yep.
All right,
he does
Lyndon.
it all.
Lyndon, what do you got for us, man?
Zach.
without
for my
knocking
shout
anything
out this time, got another UK channel for you. Gull Payne. So here's a channel that's, to me, is underrated. Really cool guy here, just like all the other people we've talked about. A guy that's just doing this because it's fun.
Yep.
Does all kinds of reviews, lists, rankings, showing you all kinds of stuff from his collection. He's got a lot of cool stuff. I think he takes part in every challenge that comes about over there in the UK. And again, just a really nice guy, really fun guy to watch. Knows a lot about what he likes, and it's very informative. So again, go check him out and give him a watch. That's Gull Payne from the UK.
Nice. Excellent shout outs, man. All of them are great. I'm going to shout out our friend over at Askthecheese Gaming. So Alex from Askthecheese Gaming might be one of the hardest working men on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
He grinds it out, man, and he does great. So he is up for YouTuber of the Month. And so I'm going to put a link to where you can vote for Askthecheese Gaming for YouTuber of the Month. It's over on Generation Pixel's channel. I'll put a link to that video. All you have to do, it's really fast and easy. Go to the video, go into the comments section and say, I vote for Askthecheese Gaming. That's it. That's all you got to do. So yeah, let's get him some votes. Let's bring that that trophy home for him as well. So Askthecheese Gaming. All right, guys. So today's topic, more of a challenge, really. It is the Deserted Island Challenge. 1 system and 3 games that you're going to take because you know that you are going to be deserted on this island. So if you're going to be on that island the rest of your life, no other games, no other systems, 1 system, 3 games. And what we're going to do is we'll toss it over to Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. And Jason, give us your system and all 3 games, man. So we're going to go to you first. Oh, let me cover the ground rules. Almost forgot. All right, no compilations. I cheated a little bit the first time I did this, so I'm not going to cheat this time. No multi-carts. Has to be a physical game. I think that covers it, doesn't it?
DLC.
No DLC. Consoles can be modded. So that's the one little caveat we're going to throw in there. That doesn't really affect it. Region mod, yeah, it's not affecting the performance or anything like that. So, all right. So Jason, give us your 1 system and 3 games that you are going to be stuck with.
Okay, so first off, let me give you a little bit of behind the scenes background with me, okay?
Absolutely.
I'm a store manager for a pretty large retailer, and I have to make decisions every day that can make or break with a lot of different money and a lot of different other things there, okay? I'm not stressed by that. I've been doing that for well over 20 years. This question stressed me out, and that's crazy to think of the scope of that, right? I just want to put that out there. This is what you have in front of you, okay? So the 1 system, although very difficult, because one of my favorite systems to collect for, as you see the wall of blue behind you, is the Sega CD. It doesn't get enough love, but it's got a really huge following now. I could not go with that because I had to pick one, and you really stressed me out, Joel, but it's fine. I got an answer for you. There's no dragging it out anymore. So the system that I picked was the NES. Nice. But more importantly, what are the 3 games? And these, 1's not going to shock you, and 2 might. So let's go with the obvious. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, the latest video on the House of Fun and Video Games is Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
The reason why I picked this, and if you have a chance, check it out. I have to do some self-promotion there. It's a great game. I've been playing this for well over 20 years. This was one of the first games I had other than Super Mario Brothers, and it just really blew my mind. And the box art it just sucks you in, right? And then you put in the game, it's not Ghosts and Goblins, toughness, but it's tough and it beats you up. And I must have played this game well over, I don't know, I'm going to say well over 20,000 times, just to throw a number out there. I could be wrong, but it takes a long time to say you're an expert at this game. I'm an expert at this game.
Nice.
Moving on. This is a good one for Lyndon. Legend of Zelda.
Nice.
I knew that was going to be on
All-time
there.
classic. Could not go wrong
Yep.
with this game because of the playability of it. I could play this over and over and over again. There's a lot of different things with it. It's just something that really, you know, it's very similar to the way that Ninja Gaiden did. It just grabbed me, and I just went.
Yep.
And I just wow. Took me a long time to beat that one. So this one will be the one that'll be the real shocker. And I didn't include this, but I'm gonna have to take the big arcade stick thing that you have, the Advantage. I
Yep.
think it's called for the NES.
NES Advantage.
That's
Oh
just cool.
boy!
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow!
Now,
Good
a lot
for
of the
you.
games that I have for the NES, complete in box, have sentimental value to me, or I rented them a lot as a kid. This is
Yep.
one I rented a lot as a kid, and I've yet to beat it. I've gotten to the last fourth box, and I've yet to beat it, but I will at some point. But try to play this without a turbo controller. Then and now, guess what the difference is? I'm not using my hands for like 5 days.
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
Exactly.
But this is an awesome game, and that's 3 games on the system I take, and I'll ask Lyndon for the longest extension cord ever known to man.
There you go. And I do want to. I almost forgot to throw this out there. So keep an eye on my community page because we're going to throw up a poll, and I want everybody to go out and vote for who they thought did the best job as far as the games and the system they chose. So we just heard Jason from Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. That's going to be hard to top, dude. Excellent
Yeah.
choices, man. Really good.
The
All right,
original
kind of
Zelda-
cool. Yeah,
the
Kinda
original
cool, you're-
Zelda has 2
Oh,
missions
does.
to go. That
a
second
good point.
boy,
that's a good
Ooh.
point.
that second mission is tough.
Yeah,
It's going to take you a while to figure that one out.
nice. That's
Good
true,
point.
man. Yeah.
Man, we're starting off with some shockers here with that Festivus Quest, man. I was not expecting that curveball there. Way to start things off, man. I gotta say. So for mine, first of all, I think this challenge is really cool because the original challenge when we first did this well over a year ago brought this whole group together. There,
Yeah.
the 4-4. They're
Yeah.
here kind of. We all kicked this thing off by all answering the challenge on that
Yep.
video, and then one thing led to another. Dominoes fell, and here we
Here
are,
we
a year
are.
and some change later, doing the same thing over again. So it's kind of cool how cyclical this whole thing has worked. And
Very
Joel's
cool.
taking it back over at this time, so everything's working out well. So pretty cool stuff, I gotta say. For mine, the first time around, I picked the Super Nintendo, and usually they always say your first inclination is the right one, and I'm still gonna stand by that. There was a lot of correct stuff going on with the Super Nintendo. I picked A Link to the Past, Super Mario World, and Super Street Fighter, or Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I'm sorry,
Right.
not Super Street Fighter
I
2
remember
Turbo.
that.
And those are good picks, But the problem that I think I had when I did mine is I picked too many comfort foodie games. I needed to go outside the box a little bit. This is a deserted island, man. I've already played these. I've beat all those
Yeah.
games. I've 100%ed Super Mario World. I've probably not Link to the Past. There's probably some things there I could mine out there, but I beat all 3 of those games, right? I needed to think differently. And I thought differently, and I came up with what I think might be a better answer, and that is the Sega Saturn. Now, the Sega Saturn is interesting because when you think about it, you think early 3D polygons. In fact, that's what I always thought about the Sega Saturn. But there's actually
2D.
a lot of 2D, really great 2D games, especially in the Japanese library. And that's why
Mhm.
I had to pose the question to Joel. Hey, Joel, I'm going to have a region modded version of a Sega Saturn for me because I'm going to need some English games and some Japanese games going on here.
Yep.
Right? First one I'm going to bring with me is going to be Dononpachi, or Dononpachi, depending on how you want to pronounce that. Now, that's the sequel to Donpachi. And I think that probably it's a subtly more refined game than the first one was. And I encountered both of those games around the same time. So let me give you some history with bullet hell games. When I never played them in the arcades in the mid to late 90s. It wasn't for me. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. And when I tried them as a retro gamer, I wasn't impressed. I thought they were terribly cheap and like cheating. I was like, this is no fun. This is just, this is too hard. But I was playing them the wrong way. I was playing them like a traditional shoot 'em up, like a Gradius or an R-Type, and you can't do that with those. And once I figured that out, I got a lot better at them, and I started to realize how much fun they really are. Now, I'm not great at them, and that's the reason why I wanted to bring this game, because it is one of my favorite examples that won me over, but I'm not really all that good at it. So this Deserted Island gives me an opportunity to really kind of dive into that and get better at that particular subgenre of shoot 'em ups, which is the bullet hell, which is kind of growing on me, gotta say. And if you're gonna start with one, I think this is probably one of the ones you want to start with. I really enjoy this game, so it's on the list. So that's number 1 for me. Number 2, staying with the action theme here. Now, and I struggled a bit here because I'm a big platformer guy, and to leave a platformer behind and not have a pure platformer on this list was tough for me. And I had a stall kind of in there. I don't know if you guys know that game for the Sega Saturn, but
yeah,
I like it, but I don't really love it. There's some things that are wrong with it. It's a little slow.
Mm-hmm.
So I went more along the lines of what I was saying before. I went Street Fighter 2 Alpha 3, right?
Yep.
So, and this is the Japanese version, so it's known as Street Fighter Alpha 03, right? So I've got Japanese version here on this one. Same thing with Dodonpachi too. There was a Japanese version one. So second import that I'm bringing in. And I really thought about this game. And when you think about, Street Fighter Alpha series, the whole existence of this series was kind of like one of those schism moments where it kind of divided the fan base a little bit. Like the normies kind of like separated a little bit. Like, oh, I don't know about what's going on with this Alpha. And then the move from Street Fighter Alpha 2 to 3 was an even bigger one where kind of they just did a whole lot of new stuff with it. And it really kind of got like hardcore gamers excited, like hardcore fighting game gamers excited, but the normies kind of like, what's going on here? And a lot of the problem with it was that it introduced the isms here for the play style. So I don't know if you guys have played this, but the first thing you see here is it asks you for your play style. I didn't know what the heck that was, right? It took me a long time to figure out that the isms are completely different from each other. Like one is the X-ism. You've got the Z-ism, which is basically, Z-ism is kind of like what the Alpha series brought to the table. X-ism is going back to like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And then you've got the V-ism, was kind of like a variable mixture hybrid where you create up your own combos. And it takes some research to figure out what's going on here to even like play it for the first time and understand what you're doing. But that's the reason why I brought it. My personal favorite in the Street Fighter Alpha series was the second one.
Yeah.
I didn't like the third one that much. But I do see some things there, and I can see how it would be a very deep game when you consider everything I just brought up with all the isms and learn how they counteract with each other, and it actually changes your move set a little bit and what moves you have brought to the table and things like that. So I thought that's a really good fighting game. I had to have a fighting game, I thought. I'm going to bring it to the deserted island. I'm really going to try to master Street Fighter Alpha 03, right? So that was my second one. Now my third and final one is a US version. So again, I got the modded console, but I'm going to go US here. And this is going to be Panzer Dragoon Saga. Okay. Now, you probably heard about this game. Now, I know the Panzer Dragoon games because I like the on-rail shooter type element, and I like that world. But I got to say, I've only played this game for about 15 minutes. But it was enough for me to know this is an RPG game, a very deep RPG game that I did like what I saw. It was drawing me in. And when you talk to hardcore RPG people that have played this game amongst the whole library of RPGs, this always comes up as like top 3. I've heard this be people's favorite game of all time, favorite RPG of all time, just glowing reviews, enough to where you got to trust the reviews to the point where even though I haven't played it that much, maybe 10-15 minutes into the actual journey, I know that it's deep and important enough of a game to where I should probably be entertained for a large chunk of time on this deserted island. So I love the aesthetic of that world with the dragons and the kind of dystopian future. I love the whole thing. So I've got this one out there. I'm kind of taking a leap of faith here on this one. I don't think I'm going to be disappointed. I get a good feeling that this is going to be a pick for me for my final third pick. And what better can you do than have a really deep RPG on a deserted island? You got to have one of them, right? Phil?
Got it. Yep.
Those are my 3 choices for the Sega Saturn to replace my original choices of Super NES.
Excellent choices, and fighting game is a really good choice because you can play. I mean, how many times have you played it? I mean, it just, it's one of those games that you play over and over and over and over. So, and then a deep one like that, excellent choice. So yeah. I've got a reproduction of Panzer Dragoon Saga, and I've played about the same as you, about 15-20 minutes of it, and it's cool. It is cool. So awesome. So you really are kind of a Sega guy, at heart then.
I am today, am I not? For all those people out here that think I'm a Sega hater, man, I'm bringing this into the table today. So, yeah,
no doubt.
That was awesome. All right, so I'm going to insert one more public announcement before we throw it to Dad Racer. We are asking for, and it would be really cool if people would make a response to this. We want to hear what you would take to a deserted island. Make a response, follow the ground rules, and let us know. And of course, we'll put all those in the description. we'll add them in there if, so hopefully you never know on these type of things if you're going to get, participation or not. So that's what we'd like to see. All right, Mark.
I don't want to follow Jason. I think you should just close the poll and
That was pretty good. Yeah,
declare Jason the winner.
that was pretty good.
Which Jason? We got two of them.
Both of them.
Both of them. Both of them. Lyndon, what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to follow that?
I don't know.
All right. I'm sitting
go
here.
with it.
All right. I also chose the NES. Okay. Last time when we did this, I chose the Super Nintendo, and like kind of cool, Jason said, I thought that was the right decision at the time. Generally speaking, Super Nintendo, deeper games, bigger stories, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to be spending a long time on this island.
Mm-hmm.
You get the idea. But this time, to make it interesting, I decided to pick a different system. Happens to be my favorite system. Also went with the NES. The first game, I tried to mix it up with genres. Okay, so first game needs no introduction. It's Super Mario Brothers 3. Figuring you got to have a platformer. It's a massive game, deep game, endless replayability. You could play it using the whistles and warp all the way to World 8. You could play it the slow way and go one world at a time. You can kind of mix it up. You could do different things, and obviously a million secrets all over the place. I don't need to expand too much on Super Mario Brothers 3, but
It's awesome.
I think there's plenty of replayability there.
Yeah.
Next game is a shooter, and it has the word force in it. Can anybody guess what it is? I bet you can't. I bet you can. If you know me, if you've been watching.
Is it Star?
Star Force, that's right. Very good, Jason. Very good. You've been paying attention. Is Life Force the better game? Probably to most people, but I'm very nostalgic for this game. It's one of my favorite games on the system. It's an arcade game. This is the port, of course. It's a very simple game at first glance, but if you've played it as many times as I have, it's not the 20,000 Ninja Gaiden repetitions, but I have played this a lot of times, and I've come to realize that there's some strategy involved. It's a deep game. It's sort of, you get these different waves of enemies, and you have to move your ship in certain patterns to dodge these enemies. There is a rhythm to it, and I like that a lot. So, Star Force, vertically scrolling shooter, very simple, but I can play this over and over and over again and not get bored of it.
Nice.
And lastly, we have what I would consider kind of multi-genre, but not really. It's River City Ransom.
Hey.
Why did I pick this? Well, again, I'm trying to get kind of a wide swath of genres here. We've got platforming, we've got shooter. This is a beat 'em up, and it also has RPG elements. So it's like a beat 'em up RPG. So it kind of scratches the RPG itch and the beat 'em up itch at the same time. So you visit towns, you learn skills, you can level up your character. I am hesitant to put this out because the password system, if you've ever seen that, is unbelievably ridiculous because of the fact that your character can have a range of attributes. Again, skills, health, there's like, I don't know, there's like a dozen different attributes and all the different combinations of all of these things. The password system is insane. So I don't know if I have to like draw, this is going through my head. Do I have to like draw this on a piece of driftwood? How do I do the passwords, you know? Do I draw this in the sand?
Yeah.
This is going to be this is going to be something we're going to have to consider. Yeah. But fantastic, really good beat 'em up. It's in my top 10 for sure. In fact, all three of these games are in my top 10 NES lists that I did recently. Another plug for myself, of course. What else can I say? Yeah. Not, I would normally pick Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu, but
I was
not
waiting.
this time. Not
Okay.
this time. I know you guys were waiting, but I wanted to mix it up a little bit.
Well, it's because you're beating it too fast nowadays.
Exactly.
And that's
What's it going to give
exactly
you,
right.
like 3
Where else
minutes?
could you
of
go with
fun?
that one?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So it's for me, it's all about just trying to get a wide range of genres and replayability, kind of larger games.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it's all about for me.
I like the different approaches that I'm seeing. So Jason's kind of going for an approach of haven't beat this game yet, so I'm going to take this one with me because I'll have time to sink my teeth into it. And then, you know, the other picks as far as being your favorite picks, favorite games. And so, yeah, we'll see how Lyndon comes down on this. All right, Lyndon.
Well, I'm going to change. This time I will take the Intellivision.
What?
He's a funny guy.
There's a troll in here, dude. Somebody let a troll in, man.
No, I will not be taking the Intellivision anywhere. So I'm was kind of in the same boat as Fun Jason, because I have done this before. I do believe I'm the only person on YouTube who did the Deserted Island Challenge on a deserted
Island. Yep.
This is true.
Hey, there was a horse on there. I saw a horse.
Wild horses. So when you pose this question again, at first I thought I had an answer, and then you started throwing all these rules out and stuff. And it said no DLC, so that killed where I was headed. So I sit here all week and thought through each system that I have, man, what would I take for this system?
Yep.
Oh, that don't work. That ain't gonna work. What about this one? No, that ain't gonna work. Thought about the Saturn. It was close. That would be a close second. But I have to stay with what I originally said because I kept going back to it. I could not think of anything better.
That's cool.
And that is going to be the Wii U.
Nice.
I will take the Wii U. And the 3 games that I pick, first, I got to have a racing game. You got to know that. I ain't going to know without a racing game. And what is the best racing game for the Wii U? Mario Kart 8.
Yep.
So I'm going to take that. Even without the DLC, I could reset it all and go through and beat all the different modes or courses again, go through and do all the time trials, beat all the developer time, earn all the gold pieces for the cart and all that. There's a ton of stuff to do on here if I reset it.
Yep.
And I would have a blast. And I dare say this is probably my favorite racing game of all time. I love the way this controls and the style of racing. This is so fun. I actually like this better than the Switch version, the deluxe version, because the deluxe version adds the 2 items at a time, which turns it into amateur hour.
Yeah.
You'll get hit by the people in the back because they're getting 2 items of really good stuff. Throw it back, you are a better item to get. Then they get 2. So I can do without all that. I just want to race. So that is definitely one I'm taking with me. Another one is one that was remade for the Wii U, The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. If you're on a deserted island, why not play a game where you're going around
on a deserted island? Yeah. Yep.
Plus, this is a huge game with all kinds of stuff to do to go back. Aside from just beating it, all kinds of side quests. There's the thing with the camera where you take a picture of all the different enemies to get the figurines. And then there's a master quest where you get the color camera and have to go back through it all again. So kind of like the original Legend of Zelda, there's 2 quests to play through here. There's just tons of stuff to do. And since I am quite the Legend of Zelda fan, they also made a version of Breath of the Wild.
Yes, they did.
For the Wii U. And this is, whoo, boy, we're talking about a long game. If you really want to put the time into this and do everything, it'd take you 5 years just to find all the Koroks.
Yeah.
And to go back and do all the different side missions and get everything, and oh man, you could play this forever. Or I could at least. I love this. I love exploration games, especially Legend of Zelda. It's my favorite franchise of all time. I'm going to miss a good platformer. I really am. But this is what I got to take just because of the depth of all these games. How long you can sit and play them without doing everything there is on each of these games. I mean, I'm looking at least a year here. 3, I'm going to take my time and go through and do everything.
Yep.
But how long did you say we were there this time? Just for life?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I don't change. That's my 3. I'm taking the Wii U, the 2 Zelda games, and Mario Kart 8, and I should be good.
You know,
Excellent.
That's impressive. That's impressive, man. A year later, over a year later.
Over, yeah.
And still the same picks, man. That's awesome.
I could not. Like I said, I went through every single system that I had and just really tried to think about even games that I don't have, if I could get and take with me.
Yep.
I just could not think of anything I would rather have than those 3 particular games, just because of the depth of them.
You like what you like. Yep.
I can't help it.
You can't help it. All right. So I don't know. I'm going to give you each person one guess what system I'm going to be taking with me. We'll start with Lyndon. What do you think?
I want to say the one answer I want to say is Jaguar, but I don't think that's it. I'm thinking it's going to be an Xbox or a PlayStation, one that can play multiple versions, but I don't know. Xbox 360.
Okay. Nope. It's good. It was close. Mark?
Well, I believe you picked PS3 last time, and I'm going to guess that you're mixing it up. I am going to go with the Jaguar.
That's good. Good. Nope. Not the Jaguar. And this is hard. I feel you, fun Jason. Stressed me out too. All right, cool, Jason. What's your pick? He's gonna get it, I bet you.
$100. They're narrowing down the field a little bit for me, aren't they here? So you originally went PS3, correct? Is that right? I'm gonna go with what feels and sounds right, Genesis.
That's a really great guess, but wrong.
Oh, okay. Well.
So fun Jason. Another Jason's
fun Jason and kind of Jason.
And kind of Jason.
Well, yeah, that kind of blows my mind because the first thing I would think of is the Atari Jaguar because really reflecting to that.
Yeah.
And then Sega obviously was the second thing that came into mind, but let me think here. Oh, you're really making me think. This is very challenging.
We should have done that before.
How about the Atari 2600?
Man, no, that's a good guess, but I wanted to be entertained by a game more than 30 minutes at a time.
That would be a rough lifetime, wouldn't it?
All right, here it is.
Whoa.
PlayStation.
Ooh. Complete box.
The reason, and that one's actually region modded too.
Oh, I should have known that.
The reason, because you guys are all gonna pick my favorite game, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This is coming with me. I'm not leaving without Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Not happening. And it's a hard thing to do, to leave my Sega Genesis and my Atari Jaguar behind, but you got to do what you got to do. So that's my first pick, and of course my favorite game of all time. It's awesome. There's, it's kind of got the same theme as some of the games that were already chosen, because you can beat it twice too. You can beat it at 100%, but if you beat it the right way, you get an upside down castle, go through all of it, and I think you can get up to like 211% or something like that. Finish it. Yeah. And it's got platforming, it's got action, and it's also an RPG. So
yeah.
I just play it to try to get that 200 whatever percent. So never made it that far. I've got 180 some percent I've beaten it at, but not the 200. So yeah, that's why Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Now the next game that I'm going to choose, I love mech games and I love turn-based strategy. There's one game that I know of, one series I should say, because they came out with different games, the same series. That is Front Mission 3. This is a turn-based RPG, basically, in mechs.
Ah, cool.
Squaresoft.
Ooh,
The
very cool.
Squaresoft mech game. I have not beat that, so that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to take it, because I want to beat this game eventually. I just haven't had the time to really get far in it. I've gotten probably over halfway on it, but
I like that strategy.
yeah, strategy, turn-based RPG, and it's a slow playing game. there's kind of a hub world you're in, and there's a lot of text and dialogue you got to read through, and so you're
You've
not
got
going
time.
anywhere, so yeah, you might as well play it. And then I have to have a pure JRPG, and it's going to be, in my opinion, there's a lot of people's opinion, the best JRPG of all time, and that's Final Fantasy VII. So there's my third pick. PlayStation
Those are
1,
good picks.
Front Mission 3, Final Fantasy VII, and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Man, I wanted to bring this one with me, but
Yeah.
I beat it a few times, so had to leave it off. So there we go. All right, so make sure that
Nice
you check.
job.
Well, thank you. All of your picks were awesome, and I really liked hearing the reasoning behind it. That's what's cool to me, man. Why'd you bring that? So I think that everybody put a lot of thought in what they were doing, which is very cool. So we'll have a poll up, and just go there and vote on whose collection, whose 3 games and 1 system you like the best, and I think that'll be fun. And so now it's time for the pop quiz lightning round. This isn't going to be bad though. All right, so here we go. This is a question that they did not know was coming. On this deserted island, you get to take 1 piece of media with you that's not video games. Can be a movie, DVD, VHS, whatever, Laserdisc. Can be an album, CD, music. 1 piece of media that you're going to take with you to this deserted island. So, Fun Jason, are you ready to answer that question?
Oh,
Gotta answer right quick. Right?
Oh, so tough.
I don't know if you like media like that, Jason. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Oh,
You probably don't have any in that room with
Yeah,
you,
you
so
don't have
I don't
any.
know,
You have to pick one.
I may not. So, and you mean the 1 piece of media? Do you mean like a player, or like it could come with like multiple things? I'm just curious.
So if you're going to pick a CD, then you
Yeah.
will get the CD player to play it on. So
Okay.
just that
Okay.
1 piece of media,
Oof.
be a movie, music. Yeah,
That's a good question, Joel, by the way. So,
thanks.
as I stall for time.
Okay. That's going to be VHS, and it's going to be Friday the 13th.
Yeah, you know what? I had a thought that might be your choice. Awesome, man. VHS too. Hey, there you go. All right, that's a great choice, man. All right, kind of cool, Jason. Kind of Jason.
Well, I mean, essentially, this question boils down to what's your favorite album / TV show / movie of all time, and which one do you prefer out of all those, right? So, it's you like the Beatles' White Album more than you like the movie E.T.? I don't know, I think I'm gonna stay in the movie realm, because I think the movie realm gives you the best of both worlds. You get visual stimulation as well as audio stimulation. And I think that for a deserted island, you want both things, right? And I'm not going to go reaching like I did with my games for things that I don't know as well. This time I'm going to go comfort foodie. I'm going back to comfort foodie. And I'll let the games give me the new experience. I'm going to go with probably my favorite movie of all time. And we'll just put it on like Blu-ray. And now I know they've made some subtle alterations to this movie over time. I don't know exactly which ones they are. So I got to tell you, whichever one was the most definitive version of the original cut of the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Nice.
So that's going to be whether it be Blu-ray or DVD or whatever it is. I think they have a Blu-ray that's pretty much honors the original. Yeah. But that's going to be the one I take because I never get tired of watching that movie. It's one of those ones that just I can keep watching over and over and over again and find a little something new here and there. So that's going to be mine, I think.
Killer choice. 2 killer choices right off the bat. Yeah. Mark.
This is extremely tough.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm thinking we might see music from either Mark or Lyndon, but we'll see.
I wanted to say Castaway to be funny, but
I was wondering if anybody was Wilson.
And I love the Indiana Jones movies, but I want to say something different. So Scarface comes to mind.
That's a good.
I'll go with that. I'll go with that just because it just kind of popped in there.
That's a great
Ghostbusters, maybe. Damn. I'll go with Scarface because it's the first one I said.
Okay. That's a tough one, man. Very tough.
Super tough.
All right. All right, Lyndon. You're up.
Man, I know this ain't going to count, but if I could take some kind of e-reader with a bunch of books downloaded.
You can take a book. You can take a book.
Yeah.
I couldn't pick just one book over music or a movie. If I was going to do a movie, it'd be Star Wars, but I think I'd almost rather have music. Give me Led Zeppelin 2.
Ooh,
dang.
wow, somebody went music.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
love
good
it.
deal.
That's a great pick. Fantastic pick. So that's kind of cool. We got a music media in there. So how about on VCR, on VHS, John Elway's greatest comebacks? No, I'm not gonna. It's close. It's close.
Come on.
But,
stick with it.
Jason, there you go.
Yeah,
Raiders of the Lost Ark right
Yeah.
there.
We know for sure that one's legit. Yeah. That one's untouched and unaltered, right?
Yeah, and I've been looking for it on VHS, and I finally found it. So, yeah, I'm taking Raiders. With me, man.
If I remember correctly, and I don't want to get too much in the Raiders of the Lost Ark stuff, but I think they made just very subtle changes to like the title menu where it said Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and even those things are like impurities for me, right? I got to purge all that. So
Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's it.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it was, and that's all it should be. So.
The funny to mention though, that is actually the first movie I ever saw in the movie theater. So
awesome.
There you go. All right. So we also want to mention our Discord. I will have a link to the Discord in the description. If you guys haven't been in our Discord, it's a lot of fun. We have a good time. There's lots of discussions like this and more. We had a pretty good discussion on our planning call. Some of that might show up in the Discord. So don't hesitate to check out our Discord page. Don't hesitate to go to any one of these guys' YouTube channel. Of course, you're probably subscribed to all of them, but if not, subscribe to them. And check out Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. You will not be disappointed. Lots of good stuff. And there you go, man. Even wrestling belts. He's got a few titles there. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
That is awesome. And the man knows how to cut a promo from what I hear too. So there you go. When you were cutting promos, were you a heel or a face?
I think I was kind of in the middle, but
okay.
It's almost like a separate. It's weird because it wasn't even like cutting promos, my friend. It was like a separate persona, and it's very different. I've been looking to put something in the Discord or with just a bunch of us to see if you kind of get a glimpse in it, but I can't really find anything that will really give you exactly what I'm looking for. So I'll get it to you at some point. But,
Awesome, man.
it's good.
Well, there's a good reason to sign into the Discord and hang out. So, all right. So, any last words before we sign off, guys?
Just thanks
Everybody
for tuning in as always. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, and I almost forgot to tell you, don't forget, this will be the Retro Gaming Roundtable. Will be on Dad Racer's YouTube channel next time. So make sure and keep an eye open for that as well. All right, man, this has been a lot of fun. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, good times. We
Thank you.
started with
Thanks, Jason,
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you, Jason.
for joining.
What's Jason?
The
Who's Jason?
Both,
good
man.
Jason.
The new,
Yeah,
the
the
new
good
Jason, the new fun Jason.
The fun one.
The fun
man.
guy.
It was a blast having you on, man. It was a good time.
It was.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was. So started with the Deserted Island Challenge and finished with it here. So, all right. Very good. I hope you guys have a safe and great rest of your day.